AniRevo Idol 2019. Is everybody ready and pumped to listen to some music and see some performances? Now see, I can't hear you, and if I can't hear you, the people back there prepping to perform for you can't hear you. Is everybody ready to see some performances? There we go, now they can hear you, and now they're excited too. Okay, before we start, I'm going to introduce our judges. There's no spotlights, and they're just right here in front of me. We have Twizzy Ramos, the OT the rapper from Calgary. Can you stand up and wave? Okay, we've got Ami Boshi, our previous Idol director. And we have Francis Nathan, a singer, songwriter, and producer from Calgary as well. Big hand round of applause, guys. And for our first performance, we're going to have Kai Hoskins performing the song Snake Eater from Metal Gear Solid 3.
Great job in there. What a way to kick off the show. I really like how you really seem to feel the song. Get into that. You really showed the drama with your feelings, how your facial expressions, with how you surveyed the entire audience. pace around the stage. Your falsetto is really nice, and great job.
Thank you very much. I agree, Francis. First off, being the first performer of this set, there's a lot of pressure in that. And I think you held up and you kind of set the bar, which is really good in your introduction. I'm a really big fan of Metal Gear, especially 3. So I like that song a lot. With that said, I heard a lot of variations of this song. So your introduction is really good. The verses were, I think the hooks could be tighter. Hitting that high falsetto could be a little smoother, but other than that, fantastic job of being the first one up. And
Totally agree. I accidentally ruined my voice on Friday. So thank you for sticking with me through that. It was a little rough.
So one of the most important things when you're getting up on stage is having a really good presence. And I think you absolutely nailed that. So I really loved your presence up there. You had a very vibrant, monogamous performance, and it just draws people right to you, makes them want to watch you. Because one of the most important things is being able to move. Some people, like myself, for example, just stand in one spot and they become rooted there and they literally live there. So seeing all that movement, even from the very beginning, that was fantastic.
Awesome, thank you very much.
Can we give another round of applause for Ryan Austin? Never easy going first yet. Thank you. Okay, up next we have Katie singing Crash Mine by Saint Snow. Francis, what do you think?
Well done. That was awesome. Something that I have never been good at is multitasking on stage, which is usually why I just have a guitar with me. The fact that you're dancing, you're singing, you're kind of rapping, whatever, that was phenomenal. I can tell you really took the time necessary to refine each of those things that you did, and your effort showed. If there's one little bit of advice I can give you is maybe have a little bit more breath control. But besides that, you put on a great show. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Lizzie?
I thought the same thing. It's really hard to multitask. So the fact that you had the choreo so on point, even especially on that solo part, and still sing everything on point is really good. I think that your confidence actually rose after that second part where you did the rap kind of chant verse. Then you just killed the hook from then on. Just slightly a little bit nervous in the beginning, but you were getting the crowd into it, so I like that. So great job.
Thank you so much.
I feel like I have watched you grow up in this competition over the years because every year you get better, every year that I see you. So, especially the choreography, I remember when you first started in these competitions, you didn't move around a lot. So it's actually excellent to see you moving around, making use of the stage. But the one quick thing that I always wanna mention, and it'll help you out so much, is when you hold a note, is to try and add just a little bit of vibrato towards the end of the note. Otherwise, you wind up just flattening out just a little bit. But I mean, otherwise, you're doing so awesome, and I can't wait to see what you've got in store for us in the future as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your feedback. It means a lot to me. Every year I come to this performance and I work hard every year and I always want to improve myself as a singer. So I thank you so much. I've listened to what you said. I will take it into consideration as I practice. And next year, I'm going to make sure that I shine even brighter.
Awesome. Next, we have Twinkle singing Where Were You Last Night by Wait. Come on, big hand of applause, guys.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. せーの。私たちはトゥインクルです。I'm performing Where Were You Last Night? 夜にはぐれて。Please enjoy.
Amazing job, ladies. And now for the judges. Can we get Francis to go first? Thank you.
Fantastic job up there. That was awesome. I really liked you guys' vocals. They were really tight together. I really liked the change you guys had there at the very end. I wasn't expecting that. Really nice surprise. As well as your choreography was very tight together as well. Your act as a whole seemed very refined, and your look and your staging and everything seemed like it was very thought out. And that's something you can always appreciate, especially in a theatrical kind of performance like this. So very well done.
Thank you, thank you.
Next, Lizzie.
Yeah, first off, you guys look amazing. The costumes, the fit is really well done, and you guys have great chemistry on stage, even where you guys are standing through your switches. One thing I really liked about your performance is on that first verse, there was that feedback that the speakers gave you guys, and some people, I would see them kind of break character, because that would distract them, then look at the sound guy or see what was going on or test their mic. You guys kept on going with your character with no distraction, and I like the whole demeanor of it, so fantastic job.
AniRevo, any comment?
My absolute favorite thing was when I met you guys last year, and you've done the exact same thing. You guys actually use the costumes from the music videos that Wake has and everything. And it's super impressive that it's so much work and you practice so hard, and it's such a delight to watch you. Your harmonies were super tight, especially when you upped everything up a key or so, and it started to get higher. You guys kept it together all the way through. Like, it was a fantastic, phenomenal performance. And it was so nice to watch.
Thank you, thank you.
You guys, can we get another round of applause? Okay, well, up next we've got Shiki Mizaki singing Simple and Clean by Utada Hikaru from Kingdom Hearts. deal. So let's see what the judges think. Francis?
Hi. So during the progression of the song, we could really tell you came into your own. You started off a little nervous, but we saw you kind of gain the confidence as you were going, which sounded awesome. If anything, I just encourage you to try working around the stage a little bit more. It kind of helps you loosen up a little sooner, helps you kind of just get those jitters out of the way. But regardless, it takes a lot of courage to come out on stage in front of all these people, and so thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you. Twizzy?
Yeah, thank you for sharing that with us. Just like the Snake Eater one, this one, I love Kingdom Hearts, and I've seen a lot of variations of this song done as well. I think that your singing was great. I think even some parts, I feel like you were doing the originals, like you sound exactly like the original song. And this song too is difficult because a lot of the parts are punched in the actual recording, and you are actually executing all the transitions really well. So good job on that. The one thing that I can say is exactly what Francis said. If you moved around the stage a little bit more, like kind of exercise that, it's kind of like a warm-up. It'll like loosen your nerves. Sometimes make eye contact to the crowd or whatnot. It'll help with your overall performance. I'd love to see that, as part of this in the next time. So thank you.
Thanks. Anybody?
This is one of my favorite Utada Hikaru songs, and it always makes me super happy when people actually choose to come up here, because gosh knows, like, Utada has an incredible voice, and it's very, very hard to emulate it. I think you did an excellent job. The only constructive criticism I have for you is, once again, going to echo here, but moving around on the stage, especially when you have a very, very long outro. If you have a long outro, just like trying to engage the crowd, like moving your arms a lot more, because people will mimic you. If you clap your hands together, they will eventually pick up on it and start doing so as well. But otherwise, it was an excellent performance and good job.
Oh, thanks. Amazing. Can we get another hand? Thank you. Okay, up next we have Anna singing Everything by Misha.
Anna. That was a very well-rounded performance. I enjoyed that a lot. Your tone was wonderful. Your breath control was very nice as well. I did appreciate your little bit of background vocals you had there. That was very tasteful. I appreciate that as the song built up, you also raised up your stage presence and stage movement as well, especially with how you were interacting with the crowd at the very end there. That was a really nice touch. My only note to you would be just for, you have a very wonderful voice. Just for some of those notes that you're trying to reach for, instead of coming from right underneath the note, just try aiming just above it, and you'll be able to round that sound out a little bit more. Other than that, I think your voice is phenomenal. I really enjoyed that performance. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Anna.
Hi.
Mad feels, fam. Like I got goosebumps, especially on the last part. I also, like, this is not a song that requires a lot of complicated choreo and, you know, high energy, but what you did do that the song is supposed to do is sing your heart out, and I felt that the entire time. Not only that, your stage presence was amazing. You were looking at each side of the crowd and everyone in the room while getting the crowd to interact with you as well. So you sound really great, and yeah, you have a lot of talent, so thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
So your enunciation of everything you were saying was so crystal clear. That is very, very rare, where I can actually hear and say, and like understand what you were saying. So, or well, in this case, singing, obviously. But that was a really nice treat, actually. And your performance, while not the most dynamic, I think the more muted, just slightly moving around the stage and the light swing of your sleeves and all that was a lot nicer than seeing something that would have just been like just totally out there, because it just wouldn't have matched the song. So it was an excellent song choice, good movement for the song, and I really liked it. I think you, honestly, I'm going to just repeat myself, I think you picked an excellent song for yourself.
Thank you so much for all the feedback. If somebody is not familiar, actually, the song is performed by a singer called Misha. She's incredible, so I highly recommend it. And of course, my performance is not near hers. Hers is just amazing. And this song is from the drama called Yamato Nadeshiko, so if anyone is interested, you can give it a try. Thank you for your support.
I'm always down for a new suggestion on this one. Okay, up next we have Tiana performing the Japanese version of You and I by Idol.
Come on, get through it!
her hand. She's been dancing around this stage for the past couple of hours, earlier in the Idol Festival as well. Let's see what the judges have to say about it.
That was pretty incredible. You came out with a burst of energy that was maintained that entire performance. I definitely felt it. I mean, I don't speak Japanese, nor do I understand it, but I think you got your point across to me at least. I must commend you as well on your mic control. I can tell you practice with that quite a bit, knowing when you're going to go loud and you should go further away from your vocals. So that was fantastic. Those growls were nice. Thank you.
Yeah, I noticed right away your mic control, your stage. You know how to use the stage space very, very well. You remind me of myself when I perform, except I can't sing. So good job on that. I think that this song is so you. I love the personality. I love your sass, and you just really embodied the character of this song. So
Thank you.
thank you so much for sharing that with us.
So I always really love attitude, and you are just bursting with the best kind of it, and it was delightful to watch. Like, it was a really excellent performance. There was so much sass in there, and you had so much great energy for it. It was super nice. A couple of things that I just wanted to mention, just quick constructive criticism. Well, you have wicked mic control. At the same time, don't be afraid to just belt, because if you pull the microphone too far from your mouth, your voice will thin out so much, and you've got an awesome voice, and we really want to hear it. So just belt. They can adjust your sound. They can adjust it on the fly. So don't be afraid to just totally yell and gibber. But make sure also that if you're going to do that, if you're going to hit a higher note, keep your chin tucked down, because you're going to hurt your throat if you keep lifting your head like that. Please don't hurt your throat. You've got an awesome voice, and I don't want you to hurt your throat.
I'm already sick, so thank you.
It's already hard to hit those high notes, eh?
Yeah, it's very, very hard. I don't have a voice anymore.
I sympathize. Get better, please.
But thank you very much. Amazing. Thank you so much, Hannah. You did it. Up next, we have Ayumi singing Over from the Idol Master Cinderella Girls.
Yeah!
judges have to say about it?
Yeah, you were a ball of energy. Right from the get-go. Then that was
That's all I have.
Oh, that was awesome though. I absolutely love that. I really love how you used that crowd play with all those interludes. That was a great way to utilize that time. You got the crowd into it, which was always something that is appreciated in shows like this. Something that I noticed though is, like I said, you were a big ball of energy. It seemed like you may have run out of breath a little early there. Yeah, so my only little bit of constructive criticism would be just try to work on your breath control. But other than that, I was engaged that entire performance, and that was phenomenal. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're so kawaii. Yes, a lot of energy, and I love how you got the crowd into it right from the start. You look like you're having fun, and that song is upbeat and fun, and you look like you really embrace that. All in all, like really great. My only constructive criticism, I agreed, Francis, right after that last break, I really loved that electric guitar part, that air guitar part that you did. Yeah, just best breath control from then on, but you can solidify that. Amazing, amazing.
Thank you so much.
I just feel like I'm going to echo everybody else because it's all been stolen away from me. However, it was super, super cute. It was a great song choice for you.
Thank you.
But once again, you started off really, really steady when you were moving around, and then towards the end, it just got a little bit less steady. So yeah, you just got to work on your breath control because sometimes you move around so much and you get so into it that you forget that you're doing two things at once, and it's very complicated. But other than that, I loved your performance. It was awesome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for the big camera. Thank you.
Okay, up next we have Rinya and Maymay from the idol group Zeus, singing Inyo Neko Seishun Masakari from What's You.
Well, firstly, I know how exhausting it can be to smile for an entire song, and the fact that we both were able to do that, that was pretty sweet. The choreo was very tight. Your stage presence with one another was awesome as well. I really appreciated the fact that whenever one or the other was singing, the other was still able to stay relevant and without kind of overshadowing the other person. You guys stayed together. You guys, we could really tell your chemistry was there. You've been working really hard. You guys seem like pros pretty much. You've been working on this very hard. And it's something that we can definitely appreciate. So thank you very, very much.
Yeah, I thought you guys are, first of all, you look awesome. You were very in sync with each other. I can tell you guys need to enjoy performing with one another. That extra backing track right around the bridge, I think it was really tasteful. And you were just a lot of fun to watch. If anything, if I was to nitpick any constructive criticism, it's just watch to not cut each other off before going that chorus. I know you want to bring in the chorus and have it really, really hype and have that big drop, but make sure not to be overly like going over the other person who's still singing, finishing off that verse. But aside from that, fantastic performance. That was fun.
Once again, I'm going to start echoing people. You guys were very in sync, as Swizzy said, and I always appreciate watching choreographed dances. They're very engaging, especially when everyone starts doing this wand waving thing, where they all do it in sync with each other. The first time I saw it was actually in Japan, where they do that.
Thank you.
But the only thing that I really noticed there that I just want to mention was I think you guys could definitely benefit from adding a little bit of texture to your voices through the use of vibrato. I know it's so hard to do when you're dancing at the same time, and it's hard to think that just that little bit to just give your voices that texture, especially so if someone, say, looks away just for a moment, we know exactly who is singing, because we want to hear both of you, and to have no texture almost sounds like you're the same person, which is great because you're that in sync, but at the same time, like, I definitely want to know if I look at the crowd waving their wands around, I want to know which one of you is singing.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Amazing. They can put their feet up now. They've been dancing this morning too. Up next, we have Dave singing Neo Aspect by Roselia. Yeah, give him a big hand, guys.
Break the wall!
Get a load of that energy, though. Thank you, Dave. I'm going to see what the judges have to say about this. Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's start with Namiboshi this time and go the other way.
Oh, I don't have to echo people this time.
Yes.
All right, so energy, fantastic. Moving around, making use of the stage, like always a good thing to see. It's better than being a plant and just living there forever. So, love watching you move around. The only thing that I'm gonna nitpick, so people don't have to echo me, is microphone control. And the reason why I'm gonna mention this is because it seems like you are afraid of the microphone. And then at other points in time, also because of movement, so it is understandable. Your microphone is moving. And when it starts moving, this starts happening to your voice. So it gets very hard to hear you when you're moving your microphone so much. So the best thing is that when you're going to hold a note, you start to pull it back slightly. Don't go too far because they'll adjust your sound, no problem, right? But we want to be able to hear you so much because you have such an energetic, engaging performance. But the microphone, the moment it starts drifting away from your mouth, it gets that much harder to hear you. So other than that, wicked job.
Thank you. Hey Dave, enthusiastic intro. I thought you were gonna jump, like crowd surf right away from there. So I love that. I love your personality. You have amazing cadence. Like it seems like performing is in your heart. Like you just know how to perform. You got some fanboys, fangirls out there. Like you can get it on your feet. Hear that? Yeah, that's what's up. So yeah, I definitely think you're a performer. The only cons is I think yes, mic control. I think that you should pull back the performance aspect just a little bit, so not let that be your focus, so that you can really hear the music and find yourself in the music. Because I think that there was, I don't know if you felt it a few times where if it wasn't just mic control, but you were kind of offbeat or whatnot because of all the performing that you were doing, all the air guitaring and your front stage all the time. So I think kind of focus on the musicality part a little bit, and then put it together, and it'll be perfect from then on. So amazing job, though. I love your energy.
Yeah, Dave, I love the energy you had right from the get-go. You came right up to the front of the stage, which is very ambitious, and you kind of just rocked our socks off, rock star poses and air guitar right from the get-go and throughout your whole performance.
They're actually wrestling poses from Japanese pro wrestling.
Oh, nice, nice. Sweet, sweet. But yeah, with that being said, a few points I would probably give you is just maybe not tire yourself out too early. Save all that energy for for even bigger finish than you had there. But it was pretty sweet. And another thing another point I'd probably ask of you is just maybe work on your articulation a little bit with how you're phrasing your words and such, so it's a little bit more clear. But man, I love the energy. I can really tell you have a passion for this and you love the stage, so just keep it up.
Awesome job, Dave.
Also, anyone can do more mics with my glasses? Can you help me out?
There they are, Dave. Right next to that light right there. Cool. Another round for Dave, guys. Kind of hoping you would just bounce off the stage. Got my hopes up. Up next, and this is fun because we have a little bit of sibling rivalry going on. We've got Dave's older sibling, Mino. Yeah, man. Singing Bloody Stream, the English cover. I know, right? Right on stage. From JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Was that a JoJo reference I hear?
Thank you.
Are you approaching me?
From the depths of silence, the pillars outside are big eyes come out to claim you. Bring your courage through the violence. Painted with crimson blood nights, you know what to do. I know the growing love, your love will take you by the hand. So smile through the time, and you will understand. Breathe in and dominate the night. With reason what's right, their place will stay. Maybe that you'll see the story then, so make it last forever. Like a bloody storm, you'll burn up like a bloody stone. Your destiny is strangely what you've always known. Maybe that you'll see the bonds you've been so happily, but it's destiny. So tied together. Woo! 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 Hey! If you guys get this JoJo reference, can I hear a bit? Now can I hear a little order? Can I get a Buddha? Woo! Now can I get a Caesar? You guys are awesome! Someone you love, the power that can break the wind by. I think we're getting the right, but you know what? Think about the pain you know of. Your life will find it in and nothing late to share. Though the road may be long, your love will take you by the hand. So smile through the time, you'll understand. Go out and dominate the night, avoid the danger left and right. Your blade will find your enemy, so let it be your guide. Soon you'll finally see the story's end, so make it last forever. Like a bloody stone, you'll burn up like a bloody stone. The test destiny is straight, let it say something you've always known. Maybe that you'll see
see what the judges felt about it. We're gonna start again from Amiboshi.
I love JoJo's.
Who doesn't?
Well, I hope everyone does, otherwise they're wrong. So it is a sign of a professional musician. This actually happens a lot during concerts and things like that, where they make mistakes and they keep going. So I'm so glad that the moment you made a mistake, you weren't just going to give up and give in and surrender and be like, okay, I'm done. Because I've seen it happen before, so it made me so happy that you waited, or you didn't just completely stop. You went mumble, and then you found your spot and you kept going. So kudos to you for that. A lot of people have trouble picking it up. Because a lot of people, like myself included, if I mess something up, I'll be like, da 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 da, I don't know the words. And then there's that moment in dead air, and you didn't do it, and that's fantastic. You had a big smile on throughout your entire performance. I can really tell how much you love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. You know, I can totally tell. You got crowd interaction going. The only constructive criticism I am going to share with you is I think that you would definitely benefit from a little bit of vibrato, especially when you're holding long notes, because otherwise you tend to flatten out. So yeah, if you're going to hold a note, it's just a little bit of vibrato will give you a really nice texture to your voice. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
So like, what I actually do is I remix anime themes into hip hop and trap remixes, and then make rap songs on it. Funny story, this whole beat.
Cool. First off, I'd like to say I really like the tone of your lower register. The way that it resonated, I really appreciated that. I just noticed that for some of those high notes that you were reaching for, it seemed like you kind of hesitated right before, and it may have just flattened out a little bit, but the power was there, and along with the tone that I mentioned that I liked, it is there. So you just take the time necessary to figure that out. That would be phenomenal. I really like how when you first came out, I saw you kind of just take that first little breath before you start singing. You do the exact same thing at the very end as soon as you were done. I saw just the feeling of a performance.
I think you have a great natural voice, and this song's perfect for you with your cadence, just your look, your image, and how you move on stage. I think you really nailed it. I like that song. I agree with Francis, just the higher notes on that chorus, I think could use a little bit more work. I think that you pull back the mic thinking that maybe you might not hit, you're not as confident with it, but I think pull the mic closer to you actually, if anything. And when you hit it, you hear yourself sound great the first time, and it'll carry on through the rest of the song. So aside from that, I think you did amazing.
I think the song was very well suited to your voice. Like especially, once again, going back to the lower register thing, like you definitely had the right kind of richness to the tone that would suit the song. So that was very nice to hear. My constructive criticism is a little different in the sense that I felt at some parts during the chorus that you were trying to hurry things along, like you were rushing. And I wasn't quite sure where you were rushing to because I noticed that your pacing would speed up and slow down and it wouldn't necessarily match the tempo of the song. So pacing is definitely very, very important because it tells you where to come in, where to stop, when to hold a note, when to cut a note short because you've got another chorus coming in. So be very, very aware and be very conscious of your pacing. But I mean, other than that, like totally keep at it because it's definitely worth it. You're doing a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
Let's get another round of applause for you, Thank you so much. He was so nervous and then he killed it. Okay, we have a few performers left, and then it's time for deliberations. Up next, we have Miko Yazawa singing, sorry if I butcher this, guys, I don't watch Love Live. Mahutsukai Hajimemashita from Love Live School Idol Festival.
That's not the right song.
Can you come back to that stage for just one second? Wedding Crowd by Riona. We are so sorry, guys. We are struggling to find the files for the last couple of songs. Big round of applause for Eric, who entertained you for 5 minutes while we struggle. We liked it, Eric. Okay, we're just gonna have Jeremy perform Last Angel for you while we figure out the files so that we don't do this to anyone else.
I'll do this one a cappella if I need to, but well, anyway. Sorry guys, you're stuck with me for now. Thank you, I love you too.
technical difficulties. We are going to skip over, we're still trying to figure out. We are going to skip over now to Kuromo. She's singing Kurenge. Some of you recognize that. It's from Kimetsu no Yaiba. Yeah? Better? Okay. Demon Slayer? Anyone? Okay, let's give her a warm round of applause, guys. Thank you. All right, let's see what the judges have to say about that. We're still trying to deal with some stuff back here.
All right, I'll go first. Hi. I think you demon slayed that hook. That chorus was so on point. You were on rhythm the whole time. I swear, like I love your high notes. There was one that was kind of off, like near the beginning, but aside from that, I feel like if I looked away and I wasn't watching you perform, I would think they're actually just playing the theme itself. So
thank you.
That's amazing. So yeah, great job.
So even though Jeremy is not in the competition, I will agree that he is a very hard act to follow, and I think you did so with style and with grace.
Thank you.
You have a really nice stage presence up on stage. We can tell you were nervous a bit because when people hold a microphone like this, it's because they're worried about their hands shaking, which is okay. It's perfectly fine. It's better than having the microphone wobble everywhere. So good for noticing that and holding on. And one thing that I just wanted to comment on was I noticed that you seem to sing a lot from your throat instead of your diaphragm. So breathing is super, super important, especially when you're holding a note because you seem terrified to hold a note and very uncertain because it was coming from your throat instead of your diaphragm. So when you take in a deep breath, make sure that you don't hold it all in your throat because you're going to end up hurting your throat, and you don't ever want to do that because you did such a lovely job, and I just think it would have sounded a lot more full if it was coming from the diaphragm.
It's been a while since I performed in front of everyone, so definitely nervousness, but I totally agree. Thank you so much.
Another round of applause, guys. Okay, we're starting to figure some stuff out. So up next is our resident trooper, Eric. He's going to come up this time and actually sing to you, Muddy Cloud by Rihanna. Thank you so much, Eric. You can come up now.
深い黒雲水たまるに映してまだない1日がまだ始まるそういえばそう無口なのこの靴終わらない時代でまだ始まるああやだな夜を越えてそのままどこか遠くへ遠くへ期待理想未来見事ままの現実夢を隠しの僕は嘘をついたり離れてみる月がとても嫌いだと夢を隠しのようやんだ終わりなんだとただ僕は夜を越えてそのままどこか遠くへ公園で一人泣きながら夜を越えてそのままどこか遠くへ遠くへ
Amazing. I'm so glad that worked out for you. It's very good. Okay, judges, how did you feel about that performance?
Wow, you have an amazing, beautiful voice. Your vibrato was, well, heavenly. I like how you use your head and chest voice in just the right spots. See, it sounded like a very great song choice for you, that you put a lot of thought into it. And thank you for treating us to that today.
Thank you very much. Oh man, I got a few things to say. Eric, I love your charm during the technical difficulty the first time around. You can hear just everyone just supporting you, even though when you were cutting it, no, wrong music, wrong music. I love that you added that to your personality. It's really refreshing to hear a ballad piano only track because it can be challenging because when it's that and there's no choreo, everything is super focused on just your voice. And I think you have a great voice and I think you definitely nailed that track. Also, did you know that you, behind that silhouette, is an iconic look? Like, that should be your thing. Whenever the lights turned off, like, what do you guys think? When it was just him in that silhouette? And amazing. So, yeah, great job, great job.
I'm just going to say something really quick because otherwise I'm repeating. I talked you up and I'm so glad that you didn't disappoint because I love your I love your music so much and I'm always glad that you entered this competition because it's one of my favorite things.
Okay, thanks so much. And also thanks so much to you guys, like all you guys love for coming and just seeing like all this performance. It's super cool, guys. So thanks so much.
Okay, we are down to our last performance. We are struggling with the technical difficulties still, so Nico is going to give you a bit of her song a cappella because she refused not to perform for all of you. So let's give her a big round of applause. She's going to come and do a bit of her song just so she can get it out there for you, okay?
Now for real. ニコニコの魔法始めようね。はいはいはいにっこりしてみてや。はいはいはいにっこりって大事なの。悩むより焦るよりのんびりと行きましょう。ニコニコの毎日元気いっぱいになってほしいから言ってよ上にまた伸びて深海中の大きくね伸び伸びる簡単でしょはい届け魔法笑顔の魔法みんなを幸せににっこりの魔法笑顔の魔法涙さよならニコニコニコニコだよほら楽しくなれニコ笑顔の魔法次の魔法届け魔法みんなを幸せに笑顔の魔法次の魔法届け魔法みんなを幸せに
Sing. The judges are still going to talk to you. You earned it. Hey, trooper mentality right there, singing that your music was so good. What did you guys think?
That's me. That's the sound of what I think right now, actually. You were super brave to do that a cappella. You could have just called it a day and be like, no, if it's not perfectly the way that I want it to be, it's not going to happen. And I think that mindset is really special, especially because not everything is going to go our way. You know what I mean? There's going to be difficulties, and if we picture the perfect performance, the one thing that goes wrong, we'll freak out. So I love that you came out and did that. I really wish I saw it with the music and the full performance, but you can tell the crowd loved it. They were clapping along. You were just so on point. Even without the music, I felt like I was feeling the music and I was imagining it together with it. And yeah, again, thank you for being so courageous to perform a cappella.
Thank you so much.
Well, I was actually lucky enough that I was able to see your performance during the first day one. So I was able to see exactly the same thing I saw the first time, which is your bubbly personality, your amazing voice, and your ability to interact with the crowd because everyone here loved you. So that was phenomenal. That was very courageous of you to do. And thank you very much for doing that.
I'll make this super quick. Acapella is very, very hard. And you nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Knocked it out of the park. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hang around, guys. That was bravery right there. Okay, now the judges are going to deliberate real quick, and we're going to have one more surprise performance for you by yours truly, Jeremy.
As our judges have the hard task of trying to deliberate. So how many of you have been walking around the vendors hall and noticed the booth down there called International Fan Fest? Some have, some haven't. Okay, International Fan Fest is the sister convention to Anime Revolution. It takes place in Toronto, and we had our first year this year. In the past, we actually had some There's, I think the microphone's still on back there, guys. I can hear you in the monitors up here. Anyway, we had guests like Sugar, Aaron Dismuke, we had Megumi Nakajima, Konomi Suzuki, a few others and stuff. It was lots of fun. But we have a song, just like ARD Low T, if you guys have heard me do that one before. This one is the International Fan Fest one I figured I would do for you. And there's a part for you guys to be a part of as well. So, at certain parts, I'll get you to go, International Fan Fest, International Fan Festival. Want to give it a try? International Fan Fest, International Fan Festival. All right, let's give it a try here, guys.
Amazing. Okay, guys, we have gone overtime on what we were supposed to do today because there is another panel starting right after this. We got the judges' deliberations, and we are excitedly going to tell the contestants who won, but we are going to let all of you know at closing ceremonies. So that's another something to look forward to. And then you will get the performance by the winner as well, okay? Anyways, thank you all for coming out and supporting all of our singers. Let's get another round. They did an amazing job. They gave it their all, and we were so happy to host all of them today. Yeah, so just exit through the back and make sure to come to closing ceremonies.